Hi everyone, this is my second video on being an INTJ, and today I'm going to talk about how insightful perceptiveness, and also known as NI, my dominant function, and TE, extroverted thinking, or as I like to call it, logical decisiveness, play out in my life, and I'm going to use things in my room as an example. So right now we're going to go over to this cork board I have on my wall, and I'm going to turn the camera around. If I can. Okay, never mind. I just got this new phone. So this is my cork board, and I've had this cork board since I was in college, and it's got things on here from high school over here, and there's some things from college, and there's some things from lately, movie stubs, just various things that I find interesting. Cards from my nephew and nieces, whom I love very much. So, as an INTJ, this cork board is basically how my brain works. Like, whenever I come across a piece of information that I find interesting or worth remembering, it goes into my brain on like this giant cork board. And I think there's probably a gazillion cork boards in my brain. I can't see them. I don't know how many there are. Like, I don't have this conscious awareness of the cork boards, but I know that they're there. And so, like, any little thing that like I said, read or come across that I find interesting or worth remembering, it goes into a cork board and it gets stuck on. There are various cork boards for various subjects. Some are just random things and some are very specific. For example, I have a cork board for religion and theology, and that includes Greek and Hebrew words, meanings, concepts, all kinds of things related to religion. That's a cork board. That's a giant cork board. And that's one way of looking at it. But another way of looking at it is that I'm also building a conceptual model in my brain, kind of like a puzzle. And any little thing I learn or anything I think is interesting becomes a puzzle piece. And so it goes on to like the board that I'm constructing this, puzzle with, like 1,000-piece puzzle, and it goes on there, and it may not fit with anything right away, or it may fit with something else. And that's what my brain also does automatically, is that I'm not even conscious of my brain doing this. It's like nanoseconds, not even seconds, but nanoseconds. And it just boop, does it automatically. And that's how my brain was created. And it searches for patterns, things that match, things that are similar, things that are different, contrasting things. It's kind of like everything gets entered into a Google search in my brain, and my brain is like this giant server. And my brain is constantly doing a search in the background that I am not even aware of, that it doesn't take any effort for me to do. This is what my brain does. It searches. And like sometimes I'll immediately come across something and I'll be like, oh, that relates, not say it out loud probably, but in my brain I'll be thinking, okay, I'll be mulling it over. This relates to this, maybe it relates to that. And if it's not something obvious, well, of course it gets stuck, goes onto a cork board, whether or not there's an obvious connection or not. So I'll just be going about my day, doing, just whatever it is I'm doing, working, or actually a lot of times my aha moments when my brain, while it's doing its automatic search that it does all the time, sometimes it'll just find a match and it'll let me know. And that's what I call an aha moment. And I really like those aha moments because, like, connecting things together and seeing how something totally unrelated when I first came across it, oh, now it fits into something. Now it makes sense. Now I can see how this relates to something else, and now this fits into the puzzle this way. And most of the times I have aha moments like when I'm waking up in the mornings, like I'll be kind of half awake and half asleep, but my brain is already working. And I think at that time I am more conscious of the connections that my brain is working on, but I'm also consciously thinking too, because I mean I think about things all the time, whether or not I'm really conscious of it or not. That's what I do. I'm just analyzing, comparing, contrasting, seeing if anything relates to anything else. So that's when I have most of my aha moments, is when I'm waking up in the mornings. And I have some great aha moments. And lately, I've been keeping this little journal by my bed because when the day goes on, sometimes I forget those really neat aha things. So when I write them down in my journal, I can go back and look at them, and that's very fulfilling to me to have a record of those aha things because they're so easy to forget. Although I have good memory and I remember all my dreams pretty consistently, and I can remember dreams I've had from years ago because they're so real to me. That they're kind of like a memory, like an actual memory. Okay, so the cork board over here. Okay, that's NI. So TE, my TE is very organized, very efficient, and what was that other word? I was going to use another word. Oh, well, I can't remember. So let me turn my butter on here. This is my piece de resistance. This is, see, I've got these crates here, and I have specific crates for specific things. And what's really cool about these crates, which is what I love way more than like